another episode of YDU Cooks.
YDU Cooks, we just had a great meal. This thing is growing. We're loving it. We're having so much fun. The great part about this, honestly, is the camaraderie, the friendship, and everyone gets involved. Our crew's there, but the guests come, they have fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, this time we had the OK So Story Slam folks.
That's
so
right.
Branda, Michelle, and Ryan.
That's right, yeah. And they run the Tulsa Story Slam. It's a fun event. It's every second Thursday of the month. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's become such a Tulsa institution. Place is packed every time. So we talked about that with them and what it means to be like literary in Tulsa. It was great.
It was, and they're real passionate about it too. That's the great part about it, is that they're all storytellers themselves, but they're great hosts, all three of them. And they just love what they do. They love story and real stories. And so this event's huge. Every time it sells out or close to. And then they have their Grand Slam, the big one, in April every year, and that is absolutely a sellout. It's so big.
So Sloan, why don't you tell us about what you cooked and how that was?
Yeah, so we had an Italian feast. Of course, with every Italian meal, as far as I know anyway, you always have to have a good salad. So I made a huge salad. And then I went and made eggplant parmesan and chicken parmesan. And it's a little complicated because, as you know, we had several different diets or dietary needs.
Yes.
And so I created an egg wash, of course, for the flour and all that. What I do is I spice the flour with a lot of different spices, and I can always give out the recipe. I put a lot of fresh basil and Italian parsley into the egg wash. And then when you flour the eggplant, you go into the egg wash, and then you flour it again, and it's really delicious. So with the dietary needs, we had to have gluten-free for Michelle. So we had gluten-free flour, and I had to cook hers first in the oil and all that. And then I did all the vegetarian food first. After that, then I could finally get to the chicken. Meanwhile, I was making the sauce for the garlic bread, which is kind of like an Alfredo. Lots of garlic. Lots of cream, lots of butter, lots of cheese.
Yeah, I think that's what made it so special. Watching you cook it, I thought
good.
This was like another sort of pasta sauce.
Yeah.
It ended up being, you put it on the bread.
But this is going to be amazing decadence. This is going to be sex on bread. This is going to be literally sex on bread. And when people eat this, they're going to be like,
I'm not going to do it tonight. You absolutely need.
yeah, put it on the bread. It's kind of a little dirty secret.
Yeah.
You know, people eat that, and you get these bites of like Alfredo sauce on that bread, and it's just.
So you fried
really
up the
So
Parmesan.
pan fry the Parmesan, both chicken and eggplant, and then for the eggplant, the way I make it is I put sauce on one piece, ricotta cheese, more sauce, another slice of eggplant, more sauce, and then like provolone or mozzarella, and then they go into the oven, and you melt the cheese. Oh, and pine nuts, always some good pine nuts to have a little zap in there, and then right before you sell it, cooking term. Yeah. Right before you sell it, you throw some fresh basil and Italian parsley on it, and boom, it goes out.
So my job was to pair some drinks with the meal. So with dinner, I paired, of course, Italian wine. I picked a Chianti.
That was good.
And a little Pinot Grigio. But then I had some cabs, and waiting this backup. We started off with a cocktail called French 75, which is champagne, fresh squeezed lemon juice. We squeezed, I don't know, I bought so many lemons.
I thought it was like a dirty thing when you first told me that. The French 75. I'm like, is that like the 71? You ever heard of 71?
Yeah, right. The 7+1. It's
71. It's a 69, right? You're in 69 with two fingers up the ass.
Yeah.
71.
A little simple syrup.
But it's Italian.
And then for the secret, a little fresh squeeze lemon juice. Followed by a twist of lemon. And there you got a French 75.
What am I drinking?
This is our French 75 special cocktail for this evening.
They're good.
75. Wow.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Michelle, Brandon.
Thank you.
Hi.
I'm
My
sorry.
name is Branda Pearsall, and I started OK So with Michelle Bias, my dear friend from high school, almost 5 years ago.
Oh, you guys went to
Almost 5 years ago?
you guys went to high school
We
together.
did. We did not like each other. We didn't. But we reconnected about 10 years ago, and then I fell in love with true stories. I actually found The Moth I found it on the internet. I didn't hear it. I didn't even know of the podcast or anything, but I found it on the internet, and after some research and watching story after story after story, I found that they do the story slams where people just go up and tell a true 5-minute story, and I was trying to find something like that here, and it has evolved into monthly story slams where anybody can come tell a true 5-minute story based on the theme we give you.
I'm Ryan Howell, one of the co-hosts.
Winner, you're a Grand Slam winner.
Yeah, I like to tell stories, and I told so many stories at OK So that about 4 years ago, Brandon and Michelle said they asked me to come help out a little bit, and I just became part of the family. So we've been co-hosting the Story Slam now for 4 years, and helping it grow and helping promote it. Make it the awesome stuff that it is today.
So what's your background in stories? How'd you get into it?
I don't know. I just I saw the Story Slam and I wanted to just get up on stage and tell a story.
I'm Michelle Bias, and I'm one of the co-founders and host of OK So Story Slam.
And how did you get involved with stories?
Well, 2 ways. Branda and I decided we wanted to do something for the community, and we wanted to start a story slam. So that's how I got interested in doing this for OK So. And then my interest with stories is that I'm a psychological coach, which is basically a fancy way of saying a life coach. And I am just completely fascinated with the stories that people tell themselves about their own lives that they believe is true, and then they act out from those stories. So I love to rewrite stories.
You hear stories every day.
I hear stories every day.
And you thought, why not? They were entertaining you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I like guiding people to let go of stories and find a new story. So just listening to even our storytellers on stage, sometimes I'm just completely amazed at how much they buy into their past stories. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just interesting. And I find that our stage is very therapeutic as well. You know, we've had people come out on our stage. We've had people break down and cry on our stage. Not that that means that they have to do that, but you know, there's a lot of shift that happens up there, I think. And I've had personal shifts that's happened on the stage, so. Grant, I got my own skillet.
Are we doing chicken?
My own cast iron skillet.
Oh my God.
I can cast some spells with it.
Is it one of those?
I don't care.
Oh, here, everyone eat. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Hey, thanks for cooking, son.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's delicious.
All right. Well, I propose a toast to our chefs, Lone Davis.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, 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 cheers.
Thank you for this amazing
Gotcha.
meal. Yeah.
And all of a sudden they left, and then there was this. Wait, hold on. What is this?
Jitterbug.
That was just awesome. That was a slice of awesome right there. I'll have that.
Sloan. So I'm curious about your experience with OK Sloan. So, I mean, when did you start?
I mean, the very first time I was actually drinking with a friend at the Phoenix.
Okay.
Well, I just got up and told the story, and I was half drunk. And no preparation, nothing. And it was intimidating and fun at the same time. And a couple of years into it, and then I finally won, and it was great.
Took a couple years?
Yeah, 2 years it took to win the.
Well, he won the whole thing. He's like Tulsa's best storyteller, like Brian was 1 year. Sloan was.
I lost a bill.
Like
Yes.
2 years ago.
You've been in 2 Grand Slams. You were
Yeah.
a runner-up
Yeah.
year before last, and last year you were the winner, and you won 2 runs.
And to lose a bill is to lose to. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So it's fun. Now that I'm kind of out of it, now I just go and I enjoy it. We were all, the 4 of us sitting here, we were all on the best of.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
And it was a fun show.
It was a great show.
And it was no competition. It was relaxed. We just told a story.
We got some of our favorite storytellers to tell a story that night. And then the 3 of us were able to tell a story. And, you know, in the beginning, she and I had to tell a story every single slam because we might be one of 4 storytellers. So we got used to telling stories. And then now we rarely get to tell them. So it was nice to be able to get up and tell
It
one.
was nice. I was a nervous.
I was nervous. I was nervous. But you know, once you get up there, it flows. And
I think most of the time,
Variations
Brandon just
in the
makes it
box.
up, right?
yeah, we ask people like, what do you think a good theme would be?
Yeah.
And then they post on Facebook.
I've always understood that it depends on your moods after a night out. If Brennan's really hungover, then the theme is fucked up. It's like
Rhymes with
incest.
luck. Yeah, it was a rhymes with luck.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
tab.
rhymes with luck.
It's like rhymes with luck,
Rhymes with
taboo.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, everything comes out of that thing.
So how do you guys perceive, like, what impact you're having on the community, and do you feel part of this sort of renaissance, you know, in Tulsa, this renewal?
Oh my goodness, I would have never thought of it that way. I mean, really, this was just something,
Over lunch.
well,
You had thought about it before, but the actual putting it into action came you speaking it over lunch.
I didn't imagine or fathom that it would get as big as it is. Not that it didn't have the potential, I just didn't dream it. I was just having fun. We were having fun. Even when nobody showed up, we had fun because we would make ourselves practice stories and we would get up there. And so, whether it got big or not, the purpose we went into it for was immediately served. And it was just to have fun and hear people tell stories. How often you get to sit in a room full of strangers and find somebody interesting and tell something true about their life? It just doesn't always happen. Talk is so small. You know what I mean? When you get to hear somebody tell something real, you love that.
Our stage gives the opportunity for anybody in Tulsa to be on stage. And I think that that's why it attracts so many people. I mean, you know, we're seeing every month now, you know, anywhere between 100 and 200 people show up. We never can tell. And so I just think we're in a spot where we can connect with, we have opened up the microphone literally for Tulsans. And it's a spot where they can get up there and they can shine for a moment and they can share something out of their experiences and they can be really open and honest.
And the inspiration happens, because I've seen it happen, because it happened to me actually the very first time, was you start hearing the stories, you're like, oh, I can
do that.
Yeah.
We had a grand time. Thanks for joining us on YDU Cooks.
And if you have anything you want to promote, whether it be your business or a nonprofit or an arts, anything that we can jump on board and help with, come join us, ask us, and send us an email or something. There's a little bit of cross networking. It's a lot of fun.
Next time, we'll have Western Doherty on.
That's right.
Bartender extraordinaire and
Yeah.
amazing photographer.
Amazing photographer.
So we'll see what he's going to talk about.
And I know
It'll
what
be
we're
great.
cooking already.
Yeah.
Kansas City strips, baby.
There we go. Steak. He's a meat and potatoes guy.
And
So
then the great thing was, I said he wants steak, and I said, well, my favorite cut is Kansas City strip, and he goes, mine too. I'm like, oh, we are meant to be together.
all right, so join us next time on YDU Cooks. So long.